Singapore arrival, Singapore 31 Heavy.
Singapore 31 Heavy, radar contact say approach request. Singapore 3081.
Singapore 31 Heavy is 15 nautical miles north of Raja Haji at 10,400 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 2 left at Singapore Changi.
Roger, Singapore 3081.
Taiwan 127, do not exceed 170. Singapore 31 Heavy, continue as filed, expect.
Roger, Singapore 31 Heavy.
Private wing 32, turn left heading 310.
Turn left heading 310, private wings 32.
Turn right heading 210, scooter 475 Heavy.
Private wing 32, reduce speed to 160 knots.
Reduce speed to 160 knots, private wings 32.
Turn right heading 200, descend and maintain 3000, Thai 409 Heavy.
Taiwan 127, reduce speed to 16. Singapore 31 Heavy, turn right heading 310, descend and maintain 5000.
Turn right heading 310, descend and maintain 5000, Singapore 31 Heavy.
Qatari 147 Heavy, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Qatari 147 Heavy.
Singapore 9205, turn right heading 020, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center approach. Private wing 32, turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center approach.
Turn right heading 020, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center, Singapore 9205.
Scooter 475 Heavy, turn right heading 300, maintain 3000.
Turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center, private wings 32.
Singapore 3081, turn right heading 310, descend and maintain 6000. Taiwan 127, turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center approach. Singapore 9205, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final.
Turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 center, Taiwan 127.
Private wing 32, maintain 160 knots until 4 mile final.
Singapore arrival, Malaysian 892, with you at 12,000.
Malaysian 892, radar contact say approach request. Chongqing 3241 Heavy, radar contact say approach request.
Malaysian 892 is 30 nautical miles west of Sunay International at 11,600 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 2 center at Singapore Changi.
Taiwan 127, descend and maintain 2000.
Descend and maintain 2000, Taiwan 127.
Taiwan 015 Super, turn right heading 330.
Singapore 370 Super, requesting descent via Sun 1 Alpha arrival.
Scooter 828 Heavy, turn right heading 200. Singapore 31 Heavy, turn left heading 200.
Turn left heading 200, descend and maintain 3000, Singapore 31 Heavy. Turn right heading 270, Thai 409 Heavy.
Thai 407, continue as filed, expect the aisles approach runway 2 center at Singapore Changi.
Turn left heading 350, descend and maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 left, Taiwan 127. Reduce speed to 190 knots, Scooter 828 Heavy.
Singapore 705 Heavy, descend and maintain 2000.
Descend and maintain 2000, Singapore 705 Heavy.
Turn left heading 200, Singapore 31 Heavy.
Hotel Sierra Golf Echo Echo, airport is unable to accept arriving traffic. Please divert to a suitable airport. Taiwan 015 Super, turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center approach. Private wing 32, maintain slowest practical speed.
Maintain slowest practical speed, private wings 32.
Private Wing 32, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center, Thai 1015 super.
Thai 409 heavy, turn right heading 290.
Turn right heading 290, Thai 409 heavy.
Singapore 370 super, continuous filed, expect the aisles approach runway 2 center at Singapore Changi.
Roger, Singapore 370 Super.
Singapore 3081, turn left heading 200, descend and maintain. Singapore 31 heavy, reduce speed to 200.
Reduce speed to 200 knots, Singapore 31 heavy.
Scooter 475 heavy, turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center approach.
Turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 center, Scooter 475 heavy.
Singapore 705 heavy, do not exceed 200 knots.
Do not exceed 200 knots, Singapore 705 Heavy.
Thai 1015 super, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6. Thai 409 heavy, turn right heading 330.
Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Thai 1015 super. Turn right heading 330, Thai 409 heavy.
Thai 407, do not exceed 250 knots.
Do not exceed 250 knots, Thai 407.
Singapore 370 super, descend and maintain 5000. Scooter 828 heavy, turn right heading 290.
Turn right heading 290, Scooter 828 heavy.
Descend and maintain 5000, Singapore.
Singapore 31 heavy, reduce speed to 1.
Reduce speed to 180 knots, Singapore 31 heavy.
Singapore 370 Super, requesting descent to 6000.
Thai 409 heavy, turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles. Singapore 31 heavy,
turn right heading 290, Singapore 31 heavy.
Scooter 475 heavy, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Scooter 475 heavy.
Thai 409 heavy, you're aligned with the wrong runway. Please check runway assignment. Qatari 268 Super, descend and maintain 4000. Thai 407, turn left heading 170, descend and maintain 4000.
Descend and maintain 4000, Qatari 268 Super. Stand by, Singapore 370 Super. Turn left heading 170, descend and maintain 4000, Thai 407.
Singapore 705 heavy, turn left heading 050, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 left approach. Thai 409 heavy, maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final.
Turn left heading 050, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 left, Singapore 705 Heavy.
Maintain 180 knots until 6 mile final, Thai 409 heavy.
Chongqing 3241 heavy, turn left heading 190, descend and maintain 4000.
Turn left heading 190, descend and maintain 4000, Chongqing 3241 heavy.
Thai 407, do not exceed 200 knots. Scooter 828 heavy, turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared aisles runway 2 center approach.
Do not exceed 200 knots, Thai 407.
Turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 center, scooter 828 heavy. Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Thai 409 heavy.
Singapore 3081, turn right heading 260.
Turn right heading 260, Singapore 3081.
Qatari 268 Super, descend and maintain 3000. Singapore 705 Heavy, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Descend and maintain 3000, Qatari 268 Super.
Singapore 3081, turn right heading 290.
Turn right heading 290, Singapore 3081.
Qatari 268 Super, turn left heading 24. Singapore 31 Heavy.
Turn right heading 350, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 2 center, Singapore 31 heavy.
I'm sorry, Thai 407.
Malaysian 892, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000, Malaysian 892. Thai 8547 heavy is 26 nautical miles northeast of Seletar at 16,000 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 2 center at Singapore Changi.
Thai 8547 heavy, continue as filed, expect the ILS approach runway 2 center at Singapore Changi.
Roger, Thai 8547 heavy.
Scooter 828 heavy, contact Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6.
Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, scooter 828 heavy.
Qatari 268 Super, turn right heading 260. Thai 407, turn right heading 200.
Turn right heading 200, Thai 407. Singapore arrival, Air Canada 19 heavy, with you at 13,900. Turn right heading 260, Qatari 268 Super.
Chongqing 3241 heavy, reduce speed to 200. Singapore 31 heavy.
Maintain.
Singapore 31 heavy.
Contacting Singapore Changi Tower on 118.6, Singapore 31 heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, when able turn left. Contact ground on the taxiway. Scooter 828 heavy, wind 510 at 6. Number, Singapore 31 heavy.
Number 2, clear to land, runway 2 center, Singapore 31 heavy. Number 1, clear to land, runway 2 center, scooter 828 heavy.
Singapore 308, line up and wait runway 2 left. Line up and wait runway 2 left, Singapore 308. Italy 18, contact Jakarta Center on 127.0.
Contacting Jakarta Center on 127.0, I fly 18.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 912, ready for departure at runway 2 left, departing east.
Singapore 705 heavy, when able turn right. Contact ground on the taxiway.
Wilco, Singapore 705 heavy.
Singapore 308, wind 150 at 6. Runway 2 left, cleared for takeoff. Singapore 830 heavy, line up and wait runway 2 left.
Line up and wait runway 2 left,
1000.
Singapore 830 heavy.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 2 left. Singapore 308.
Singapore Changi Tower, Singapore 3081, inbound on the ILS runway 2 center.
Scooter 828 heavy, when able turn left and contact ground. Please expedite. Traffic on final.
Wilco, Scooter 828 heavy.
Singapore 3081, wind 510 at 6. Number 2, runway 2 center, cleared to land.
Number 2,
500.
cleared to land, runway 2 center, Singapore 3081.
Singapore 308, contact Jakarta center on 127.0. Singapore 830 heavy, wind 150 at 6. Runway 2 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 2 left,
200.
Singapore 830 heavy.
200.
Contacting Jakarta center on 127.0. Singapore 308.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Latin
Retard.
Columbia 110
Retard.
heavy, line up and wait runway 2 left.
Line up and wait runway 2 left, Latam Columbia 110 heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, Hotel Lima 7854 heavy, ready for departure at runway 2 left, departing north. Singapore 31 heavy.
Wilco, Singapore 31 heavy. Contacting Jakarta center on 127.0, Singapore 830 heavy.
Latin Columbia 110 heavy, wind 150 at 6, runway 2 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 2 left, Latam Columbia 110 heavy.
Hotel Lima 7854 heavy, line up and wait runway 2 left. Line up and wait runway 2 left, Hotel Lima 7854 heavy.
Singapore Changi Tower, Qatari 268 Super is 9 nautical miles to the southwest of 3,000 feet, inbound for landing with information Foxtrot, requesting runway 20 center.
Qatari 268 Super, wind 510 at 6, number 2, runway 2 center, cleared to land.
Qatar. Singapore Changi Tower, United 709 Uniform Alpha, ready for departure in sequence at runway 2 left, departing north.
Hotel Lima 7854 heavy, wind 150 at 6, runway 2 left, cleared for takeoff.
Singapore Changi Tower, Qatari 26.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 31 heavy, request taxi to A15 at the other terminals.
Singapore 31 heavy, taxi to waypoint via.
Taxiing to waypoint via, Singapore 31 heavy.
Singapore Changi ground, Singapore 3081, request taxi to parking.
Zulu Kilo Alpha Romeo uniform, taxi to Viva Victor.
Taxiing to Via Victor, Zulu Kilo Alpha Romeo uniform.
Singapore 3081, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Singapore 3081.
Papa Uniform Tango India November, pushback approved, tail to the south.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Papa Uniform Tango India November. Tango Juliet Quebec Bravo Yankee, request frequency change.
Singapore Changi ground, Delta 186, ready for pushback with information Golf, requesting runway 20 center.
Delta 186, pushback approved, tail to the west.
Pushback approved, tail to the west, Delta 186.
Singapore Changi ground, Indonesia 844, ready for pushback with information Golf.
Tango Juliet Quebec Bravo Yankee, you were already instructed to change frequency. Singapore 31 Heavy, taxi to A15 via Victor.
Singapore Changi Ground, Air India 64 Alpha.
Taxiing to A15 via Victor, Singapore 31 Heavy.
Air India 64 Alpha India Heavy, push back approved, tail to the north. Indonesia 844, push back approved, tail to the south.
Singapore Changi Ground, Papa Uniform Tango India November, ready to taxi with information Golf.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Indonesia 844.
Papa Uniform Tango India November, taxi to V via Victor.
Taxiing to V via Victor, Papa Uniform Tango India November.
Pushback approved, tail to the north, Air India 64 Alpha India Heavy. Singapore Changi Ground, Qatari 268 Super, request taxi to parking. Singapore Changi Ground, Delta 186, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Golf.
Qatari 268 Super, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Qatari 268 Super.
Delta 186, hold position.
Holding position, Delta 186. Singapore Changi Ground, Air India 64 Alpha India Heavy, ready to taxi with information Golf.
Singapore Changi Ground, Malaysian 892, request taxi to parking.
Malaysian 892, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Singapore Changi Ground, Korean Air 404 Kilo Echo Heavy, ready for pushback with information Golf. Taxi to parking, Malaysian 892.
Air India 64 Alpha India Heavy, runway 2 left, taxi via Victor, Whiskey 10, contact tower when ready. Korean 404 Kilo Echo Heavy, push back approved, tail to the east.
Taxiing to runway 2 left via Victor, Whiskey 10, Air India 64 Alpha India Heavy.
Pushback approved, tail to the east, Korean Air 404 Kilo Echo Heavy.
Singapore Changi Ground, Papa Uniform Tango India November, ready to taxi to runway 2 left with information Golf.
Holding position, Delta 186. Singapore Changi Ground, Delta 186, ready to taxi to runway 20 center with information Golf.
Papa Uniform Tango India November, runway 2 left, taxi via Victor, Whiskey, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 2 left via Victor, Whiskey, Papa Uniform Tango India November.
Singapore Changi Ground, Thai 407, request taxi to parking.
Delta 186, taxi to waypoint via Thai 407, taxi to parking, at your discretion.
Taxi to parking, Thai 407. Taxiing to waypoint via Delta 186.
Singapore Changi Ground, Cathay 1127, ready for pushback with information Golf, requesting runway 2 center. Singapore Changi Ground, Indonesia 844, ready to taxi with information Golf.
Thai 407, hold position.
Holding position, Thai 407.
Thai 407, correction, stand by. Thai 407, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Thai 407. Singapore Changi Ground, Air Canada 2154, ready for pushback with information Golf. Singapore Changi Ground, Cathay 153 India Golf, ready for pushback with information Golf.
Delta 186, taxi to waypoint via.
Singapore Changi Ground, Oman Air 46, ready for pushback with information Gulf.
Taxiing to waypoint via Delta 186.
Delta 186, please expedite. Indonesia 844, runway 2 left, taxi via Victor, Whiskey 10, contact tower when ready.
Taxiing to runway 2 left via Vista, Whiskey 10, Indonesia 844.
Indonesia 844, give way to aircraft ahead.
Give way to aircraft, Indonesia 844.
Singapore 3081, give way to aircraft on your left.
Give way to aircraft, Singapore 3081.
Delta 186, taxi to V10 via Victor 10.
Singapore Changi Ground, Chongqing 3241 Heavy, request taxi to E2 at the other terminals.
Chongqing 3241 Heavy, taxi to E2 via.
Taxiing to V10 via Victor 10, Delta 186.
Taxiing to E2 via Chongqing 3241 Heavy.
Air Canada 2154, push back approved. Cathay 1127, push back approved, tail to the south.
Pushback approved, Air Canada 2154.
Pushback approved, tail to the south, Cathay 1127. Singapore Changi Ground, Korean Air 404 Kilo Echo Heavy, ready to taxi with information Gulf.